Number 4, so 5 is must-have seasoned credit mix. That gives you up to 100 points. Number 4, remove or delete negative items. That can give you up to 100 points. Number 3, keep usage below 10%. That could give you up to 100 points increase. Number 2, which is the second most powerful way to increase your credit score in a short time, is report your rental history. That's up to 100 points. Number 1 is AU, which is authorized user. That gives you up to 100 points. So with the strategies that you see here, please take a screenshot of this. Let me bring it a little bit closer. Let's see. Let me bring it a little bit closer for you. So please take a screenshot of this, because this is a game changer for you. Again, you take a screenshot of this because it's going to change the game for you. And so in total, with just these 5 things that you have here, you can get up to 500 potential points. And you could get more. It's crazy, but these are the top 5 credit boost strategies. You do this, you implement this, you understand this, and it's a game changer for you. So that's what we did yesterday. Over 10,000 people on the live yesterday. 10,000. You heard me right. Over 10,000 people on the live yesterday. So now I'm going to get out the way so you can take a screenshot or you can screen record this. If you're not following me, you must follow me right now. Go right ahead and click follow, because I'm going to dive into what we got for today. Look at, you're gonna love what we're going to talk about today. So again, look at this. So this is the top 5 credit boost strategies. I'm going to dive into number 5. So I'm going to dive into number 5 a lot today. We're having that seasoned credit mix. I'm going to dive into that. That's one of the things I'm going to dive into. I'm going to be touching on AU as well. I'm going to be touching on rent reporting as well. So I'm going to be touching on number 5, number 2, and number 3 in today's agenda. But watch this, up to 500 points. So are you ready? All right. So if you're ready, let me see you blow up the chat. Are you ready for this? Take a screenshot, screen record real quick, because I'm about to erase this and I'm about to dive into what we got for today. I'm telling you, what I'm giving you today is going to change the game for you. What I'm giving you today is going to be a life changer. So I'm going to erase this right now. So here we go. So now, here's what I want to do. I want to talk to you about credit diversification. So let's talk about credit, okay? So credit diversity, all right? This is really, really important. The diversification of your credit profile, your credit portfolio. This is important. So when you talk about diversity, you have 2 types. Please take notes because I'm going to be erasing. You have 2 types of credit, okay? There are 2 types of credit. The 2 types of credit are, number 1, you have installment credit, okay? So you have installment. Okay, so you have installment. Please take notes. You have installment, and number 2, you have revolving. All right, revolving. So those are the 2 types of credit that you have. Now these are critical because when all is said and done, when you understand the diversity of your credit, it's going to allow you to launch not just into the 700s, but the 800 club. So now when you understand the breakdown, let's talk about this. So what are some installment credit? So let's talk about installment. What are the different things that falls under installment? Well, let's list them. Number 1, if you have a car loan, that's installment. Okay, so car loan. Number 2, if you have a student loan, all right, student loan, that is also an installment. Number 3, if you have a mortgage, okay, so if you have a mortgage, that is installment. Number 4, if you have any kind of personal loan, if you have a personal loan, then that is also installment. So understanding the differences and what these do makes a big difference. So watch this now. This is installment. Let's talk about number 2. You're going to see this. Number 2 is revolving. Now, what kind of accounts fall within the revolving side? Number 1, if you have any kind of credit card. So credit card Okay, that is revolving. Not only that, number two, you also have HELOC. All right, that's revolving. Number three, if you have any cash advance, okay, if you have any kind of cash advance personal loan, that is also going to be revolving as well. So look at this now. Look at how interesting this is and why it's important. When you understand this, that is really going to change the game for you. So when it comes to these, when it comes to your credit score, overall, okay? Overall, 30% of your score is based on usage. 30% is based on usage. But the 30% that is based on usage, this 30% here is actually 100%, watch this, it is 100% revolving credit. 100% revolving credit. So it has nothing to do with your installment credit, okay? Now, what does the installment credit impact though? So when you have the installment, here's what this does. So the installment credit is what is used to calculate your DTI, which is your debt to income ratio. So that is your debt to income ratio, all right? So understand that. That's the debt to income ratio. So when it comes to installment loans, it calculates your debt to income ratio, which is then reflected on your credit report. In order for you to get the DTI, then you have to know your income. When you know your income and then you calculate what your debt is, that's gonna give you the debt to income ratio. So now a lot of times when people reach out to me and they say, hey, I'm struggling to build my credit because I have high usage, I have student loan, I have a mortgage, I have a car note. The thing is, those things do not impact your overall usage. Those things only impact your DTI, your debt to income ratio. So unless you go to a lender and they ask you what is your income, and then they look at your mortgage, they look at your rent, they look at your student loan, they look at your car note, if they don't do that, you won't know what your DTI is. That is not going to impact your credit negatively. So when you look at your credit, if you're paying your car loan, if you're paying your student loan, if you're paying your mortgage on any kind of personal loan that you have, if you're paying those on time, all you're going to do is good things for your overall score. It's not going to tank your score. It's not going to let your score get lower. It's not going to prevent your score from growing, because what you're doing, you're building positive history going forward. Are you getting value from this? I want to be sure. Do you understand? If you understand what I just said, put a 10 in the chat. If you understand what I just said about installment credit, put a 10 in the chat. Put some love emojis, some roses, some diamonds, some coins, some gifts, some whatever you want to put in there, some light bulbs. Drop some stuff. Let me know that you understood what I just said, because this is critical. A lot of people don't realize this. A lot of people don't know this. A lot of people don't understand the difference between the types of credit, between revolving and installment, and what each of them do. So let me break it down again. So the types of credit, when it comes to credit diversity, you have two types. You have installment, you have revolving. Installment is your car loan, your student loan, your mortgage, your personal loan. These loans right here do not impact the 30% usage. That is a part of your FICO calculation. This usage is 100% revolving. But the installment, what it does, it impacts your DTI. So if you're going to get a loan or any kind of loan, any kind of funding, and they're looking at your DTI, that's how they're going to calculate your debt to income ratio. It is based on the installment debt that you have, not the revolving debt. But watch this now, because I want you to learn this. So watch this now. So now that you understand what the installment does, you pay these on time, and then your credit score is going to do what? You pay these on time, your credit score is going to go up. You pay these on time, credit score is going to go up. I want to be sure that is making sense. If this is making sense, blow up the chat. I mean, I'm dropping stuff on you where the likes should be through the roof right now. I'm surprised it's not at 500, it's not at 5,000 yet. So let's walk that up. If you're getting value from what I'm saying, let's run up those likes, let's drop me love emojis. Let me know that what I'm saying is value to you. So again, the installment, car loan, student loan, mortgage, personal loan, that only affects your DTI, debt to income ratio. So as long as you're paying these on time, all they do is have positive impact on your overall credit score. Now, when it comes to the 30% usage, that is a part of your credit score calculation. It is 100% revolving credit. Now, what is revolving credit? Now, revolving credit is what? Credit cards, HELOC, cash advance personal loan. Any kind of cash advance personal loan that you have, that is going to be a part of a revolving account. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to erase, so I want you to get this. I'm about to erase this because I want to show you something. Watch this. Remember we talked about the 30% usage, which is revolving credit. Let me show you something that you may not have known. Watch this now. I want to break this down to you. Credit cards. You see, I said this yesterday. I touched on this a little bit. You see, credit cards are one of the most powerful OPM tools. What is OPM? OPM is exactly why credit was created. It means other people's money. Yeah. When I'm done with you today, you're going to have a changed life. Watch this. So credit cards are one of the most powerful OPM tools that's out there. The issue is because almost everybody has access to a credit card, they don't understand the power of a credit card. Okay? But watch this now. Let me show you something. Let me show you something. So your credit score is made up of what? 5 slices. There are 5 slices to your credit score. 5 slices. Let me tell you what those 5 slices are. You find that 35% is actually payment history. All right? 35% is payment history. Just watch this. I want to teach you something. And then 30% is based on usage. This usage here is the same usage, which is 100% revolving credit. Now the third slice is 15%, which is the length of history. How long have you established credit? Okay? That's 15%. And 10% is based on mix or diversification. An additional 10% is based on new inquiries. I want you to follow this because this is powerful. When you realize this, when you understand this, it's a game changer and a life changer. Watch this now. So look at this. So what I'm going to do, let me take this off. I don't have enough room, so I got to be erasing things. Okay? So watch this now. Credit cards. You see, we're talking about credit cards, ladies and gentlemen. One of the most powerful OPM tools that a lot of people misunderstood. So when it comes to credit cards, watch this. So credit cards, we're talking about credit cards. Look at what credit cards actually do to your credit. It impacts slice number 1. Okay? It impacts slice number 1, which is 35%. It also impacts usage, which is 30%. The usage is 100% revolving. So this is strictly based on credit cards, HELOC, and any cash advance. So it impacts another 30%. Credit cards also impact the length of history, which is 15%. When you see this, the light bulb is going to go off. It also impacts the mix, which is diversification of your credit, which is 10%. Let's add this up. 35 plus 30, that's 65, plus 15, that's 80, plus 10, that equals 90. Credit cards impact 90% of your credit score. People just missed what I said. Who got it? If you got what I just said, let me see you blow up the chat. People literally just missed what I said. Credit cards impact what? Let me show you that again. Credit cards impact the payment history, 35%. It impacts the usage, 100% of that is revolving. It impacts the length of history, which is 15. It impacts the mix, which is 10. Credit cards impact 90% of your credit score. Did you know that? Did you understand that? Now you understand why it is when you use your credit card right, it skyrockets your credit score. But when you use your credit card wrong, it tanks your credit score. Because now you can see the power of a credit card. That's the reason why this is so powerful. Credit cards, 90% of your score is impacted by a credit card. So now when you have one late payment, it can lower your score by 100 plus points. It can lower your score. One late payment could lower your credit score up to 100 plus points. That is crazy. That is crazy. Did you realize that? Did you realize that credit cards are so powerful? Did you realize that credit cards are one of the most powerful OPM tools, but people misunderstood, they misuse, and they misrepresent? But what I want to give you today is to open up your eyes in terms of what this does. Now, here's the beautiful thing when it comes to credit cards. Now, the interest rate may be 10%, maybe 18%, maybe 20%, but understand this, that you also have a grace period. If, look at this. If the billing cycle is the 1st of January, okay? And then the end of the cycle is the 30th of January. It means that your billing cycle is what? 30 days. Your billing cycle is a 30-day billing cycle. So now, what ended up happening, now, the end of the cycle, your bill is going to be due at least. It's going to be due a minimum of 20 days after the billing cycle. 20 days after. Watch this. 20 days after. Watch this now. So I'm teaching you a wealth strategy. So it's going to be due 30 days after. So you have 30 days for the billing cycle. Plus you have another 20 days of grace period, which the bill is going to be due. So in reality, you have about 50 days before it starts accruing interest. So you see the importance of financial literacy? Because a lot of folks are saying credit card has interest. Yes, when you get access to other people's money, you're going to pay for it. But the bottom line is you got to understand the position that you're in. You got to understand how to use it to your benefit. You have about 50 days. If you started using it here on the 1st, let's say you max out the card on the 1st. You max out the card on the 1st, you know that the billing cycle ends on the 30th. They're going to report it to the bureaus the day after the billing cycle. So now what you want to do is pay down the balance before the reporting date, which is going to be a day after the billing cycle. You're paid down, okay, below the 30% marker. Now you're leveraging credit card to be able to do the things you want to do. Whether you're going to do some kind of REI, whether you're going to do some Airbnb, whether you're going to pay down some kind of debt consolidation, whatever you want to do. But you're in a position of power just understanding how this works, how to do it. So now you can pay down the entire thing, but you don't have to. You want to bring it below that 30%, but you understand the cycle. That's the importance. That's the key of financial literacy in our work. Ladies and gentlemen, the chat should be going crazy right now. Those likes should be at 10,000 by now. It's just at 6,400. It should be at 10,000 by now. Now watch this then. Watch this. Because we're not done yet. I want to show you something. Watch this. Remember, we're talking about the power of revolving credit when it comes to the credit cards. Now, look at this. In addition to all of this, when it comes to your overall usage and all that, so the recommendation, so here's the recommendation. The recommendation is to keep it below 30%. But the best place to be, is below 10%.
No más quite.
Right? And if you want to be in the 800 club, then you want to keep the usage below 6%. All right? Below 6%. That's where you want to be. In order to tap into the best of this, in order to really get the best of what the revolving credit is all about. So that's credit cards. The other one that I mentioned was affiliat. Let's talk about that. Because a lot of people don't know what that is and they don't understand it. So let me break it down for you. Let's say you have a mortgage, okay? So you have a mortgage. Okay, this is your house. You have a home, right? You have a home. And the amount you owe on your mortgage is $100,000. So that's the mortgage that you have. Now, the appraised value or the market value
Vamos vai
of the home is $500,000.
Vamos vai lá,
That's the
Dani.
appraised value of the market value. $500,000. What that means when you take away the amount that you owe from the appraised value, you're left with $400,000. Okay? So the $400,000 that you're left with, that's the equity. The equity in the home is $400,000. Now watch this. I'm going to teach you something now so you understand a wealth building strategy. So watch this. So you know that the equity in the home, okay? So the equity in the home is equal to $400,000. $400,000. That's the equity. Now, you can use this as a BYOB strategy. So that's a BYOB strategy. What is BYOB? That's where you be your own bank. Okay? You be your own bank. That's a be your own bank strategy. So now, banks will give you access from 70 to 80% of the equity. 70 to 80% of the equity that you have in that home, you got access to. So now you're borrowing from yourself, okay? You're borrowing from the equity that's in the home. And that equity that you're borrowing, now you can use this to do a number of things. Whether you're going to do some real estate investing, whether you're going to do some Airbnb, whether you're going to do some kind of investments, maybe insurance policies, whatever you want to use that 70 to 80% of equity that you have access to from the equity that you have in your home. Because now your home, it appreciates. Your home is an investment that appreciates. Real estate appreciates. So now that it appreciates, you have access to the equity. That equity, you can choose what you want to do with that equity, and it's usually at a much lower interest rate. Are you getting value? If you're getting value, let me see you blow up the chat right now. Drop some diamonds, drop some coins, drop some gifts, some roses, some light bulbs, some love emojis. If you're getting value, drop some stuff. Let me see that you can get value. Okay? So that's the beauty of having. It doesn't matter if this is a home, as long as it's your property. As long as that property is yours and it appreciates, you have access to the HELOC, home equity line of credit. So, this home equity line of credit here, your primary resident, then you have access to that. And I'm not done yet. Watch this now. Please take a screenshot of this, screen record this. I'm going to erase this. Watch this. I'm going to show you something that's going to be extremely powerful. Okay? So this is a wealth building strategy that I just showed to you, the HELOC. Do some more reading on it. In addition to that, I just showed you how to use your credit cards in order to use that to be a wealth builder as well. Because a lot of people think they only have 30 days from the start of the billing cycle to the end. No, you have from the start of the billing cycle to the end, which is anywhere from 28 to 31 days. You know at that time, they report your balance to the credit agencies the day after the billing cycle is closed, typically. So when you think about it, you have 30 days plus another 20 days, about 50 days on average, in order for you to be able to pay that back without any kind of interest. You see, when you understand it, when you understand financial literacy, it makes a big difference. So watch this now. I'm going to erase this. So remember, we're talking about credit diversification. Credit diversification. That's what we're talking about. So, here's some other ways to diversify. Now, what you got to understand is this. What you need to have, if you're looking to have anywhere within that, you should be at the 750, 765 count. That's where you want to be. Okay? This is where you want to land. Now, in order for you to get there, this is critical. You gotta have this. You gotta have 10 APAs. 10 APAs. Put that in the chat. Put 10 APAs in the chat. I want to be sure that you're getting what I'm saying. Put 10 APAs in the chat. If you don't have a 750 to a 760 FICO, You gotta do something. That's where you wanna get. Okay? That's where you wanna get. So now you have 10 APAs. What are the 10 APAs? So the 10 APAs is this. Active, okay? Active, positive accounts. You gotta have 10 active, positive accounts. Minimum. That's what you want. 10 active, positive accounts. Now the 10 active, positive accounts that you want, it gotta be a combination of revolving, okay? It gotta be a combination of revolving and installments, okay? It gotta be a combination of the two. So if you have 10 credit cards, then that's all you got. That's a no-no. If you have, because this is all revolving credit right here. Credit cards are all revolving. But let's say you have 7 of one and 5 of the other. Check. Let's say you have 8 installments and then you have 2 revolving. Check. Let's say you gotta be a mix. Let's say you have 7 revolving and you have 9 installments. Check. It gotta be a mix. It gotta be a combination of the two. Even if you have 100 credit cards and you have never been late and your limit is $500,000, the bottom line is it's still not diversified. That is all revolving credit. In order to get it diversified, you need revolving and you need installments as well. All right, watch this now. So now that you understand the 10 APAs, 10 active positive accounts, what are some of the things that you can do to really impact that? Well, let me give you a couple options. Number one, let's talk about rent reporting. Strategy number one, rent reporting. So rent reporting, watch this. So rent reporting, it allows you to report the last 1 to 2 years of your rental payment history. Within a 15 to 45 days period, it will show up on your credit report. Okay? Powerful. Now it's gonna show up on your credit report as an installment payment. Installment. That's crazy. Installment. Now when you do this, ladies and gentlemen, you're looking at a potential 100 points increase to your credit score. Crazy. 100 points. This is an installment option. And I'm not done yet. Now, what you can also do, number 2, you can add what is called credit builder accounts. So credit builder accounts. So credit builder accounts. This is powerful. Here's why credit builder accounts are very powerful. Because credit builder accounts are actually they are tri-pronged. What does that mean? They are tri-pronged. They do 3 things for you. What are the 3 things that they do for you? Number 1, it's a CD. So it's a savings account. All right? It's a savings account. Number 2, it is a revolving account. Okay? Revolving account. And number 3, it is also an installment account. So the one account that you establish is doing 3 things for you. So let's say you establish a revolving, you establish a credit building account. Let's say you do it with self-lender. Okay? You do it with self-inc. Bam. Let's say you do it with Credit Strong. If you do it with Credit Strong, perfect. So now how does it work? Let's say you establish an account of $1,000. If you establish an account of $1,000 for the year, what that means, you're going to make 12 payments. So that's going to be 12 equal payments over the year's time. So each month you're making a payment of about $83. So you make a payment of $83. Every time you make this payment per month, it is actually reported to Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian as an installment payment. Now, once you reach a certain amount of payments into this account, what's going to happen? Credit Strong, Self-Inc. is going to offer you a secured credit card. Now, the secured credit card that you're going to get, the secured credit card, okay, is now a revolving account. check, all right? And the money that you're putting into the account, the total amount is being saved. So when you get to the end of the 12 months, they're going to give you back the money that you put into the account minus any fees to maintain it. Now, this alone can increase your score up to another 100 points. That is crazy. I mean, the chat should be going nuts right now. the chat, the live, it should be going crazy right now. Real crazy. Because I'm giving you things that you can implement. I'm giving you things that you can do, things that you can literally use. A lot of people on here have been working on their credit for the last 5 years, the last 2 years, the last 3 years, and I've never seen any results. And I'm dropping stuff on you that you can do without having anyone else do it for you. That's the crazy stuff. That's the crazy thing about what I'm giving you right now. I mean, the likes in the chat should be going crazy. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, when you find value, understand the power of information, understand the power of knowledge. But the true power in knowledge lies in the action that you take. It's not just knowing it and then doing anything with it. When you know it, you gotta execute it. So let me break this down for you again. Let me show you what I just said. Watch this. You gotta have a 750 to a 765 account. But you need to have 10 APAs, 10 active positive accounts. They gotta be a combination of revolving and installment. Now, how can you impact that? Well, 38% of the American population are renters. So if you're a renter, you can report your rental history and report your rental history for the last 1 to 2 years. In 15 to 45 days, you see on your credit report, it's going to be reported as an installment payment. You're looking at potentially 100 points increase in your credit score. Crazy. In addition to that, watch this. You can get a credit builder account. The credit builder account is tri-pronged. Why? Because number one, it's a CD account, so it's a savings account. Number two, it's a revolving account. Number three, it's an installment account. So you go to Self Inc., you go to Credit Strong, you open up an account for $1,000 per year. Now that's $83 a month. Each month when you pay, they're going to report it to Equifax and Sheet and Experience as an installment payment. In addition to that, once you make a few payments, they're going to offer you a secure credit card. When you use your secure credit card, that's a revolving account. When you're done at the end of the year, they're going to give you back the money you put in, minus any fees to maintain it, which is reasonable. Now that's a savings account. Ladies and gentlemen, I mean, only if you understand the power of what I'm dropping on you right now, you'll be going crazy. Because a lot of people on here are like, man, I've been trying to really work on my credit for the last 3 years, the last 5 years. I've hired people, I've done this, I've done that, and I haven't seen any results. So now, in order to report your rent, let's go here. So you can go to www.levelcredit. So levelcredit, okay, levelcredit.com. So if you go to levelcredit.com, your other platforms, that's a solid one that I typically just recommend. If you go to www.levelcredit.com, you'll be able to report your rental history. And then with the credit builder accounts, I already give you the two options that are solid that you can use. Make sense? Ladies and gentlemen, let me see you run up this like to 20K. These likes should be at 20,000 right now. It's just at 15,000. Come on now. And the stuff that you're getting, it's a life changer. It's a game changer. This whole like should be at 20,000 by now. It's still at 15. Come on now. Now, is this value though? Are you getting value? Because it's not just me shooting the breeze or talking at you or just giving it to you. I want to make sure that you're getting it. Is this make sense to you? Are you getting? Drop some love emojis, drop some diamonds, drop some coins, drop some gifts, drop some roses, drop some light bulbs. Let me know that what I'm giving to you makes sense and it's a game changer for you. All right, so watch this then. So someone is asking. So again, you got to have 10 APAs, 10 active positive accounts. It got to be a combination of revolving and installment. I already told you what revolving is. Revolving accounts impact the entire 30% of your credit score. So the people that tells you that you don't need credit card, they do not know what they're saying. Take it from me. The people that says to you that you don't need a credit card, they lie. They don't understand credit. They don't understand financial literacy. They don't understand wealth building strategies. Okay? And if they tell you that, they are lying to you because they want you to do something that they are selling, and they don't want you to tap into something else. The same people that says to you, do not get credit cards, do not use credit cards, they have credit cards. You see, credit is not just about a number. It is leverage. It is access. It is opportunity. Understand that. So watch this. Do you want more? Did you get enough, or do you want more? Have you gotten enough, or you want some more? Talk to me. Have you gotten enough, or you want some more? If you want some more, bring the lights up to 20,000. If you want some more, bring the lights up to 20K, and let's run this thing up. Do you want more? If you want some more, bring those lights up to 20K and let's run this thing up. Because I'm about to drop a few more things on you that you're going to be like, man, I didn't even know that. I have something on the other side of the board you don't want to miss. I have something on the other side of the board you don't want to miss that. It is actually very powerful. People don't even know about it. Well, wow, the lights are 20. Wow. All right, let me go. Watch this. So I gave you that. Okay? I'm going to erase this. So I gave you that. Because the goal here is to give you options and give you opportunities. I'm going to turn this around. Watch this. Please pay attention to this. Watch this. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, is this worth your Sunday or what? Is this worth your Sunday? I know it's football season. I know the football games are on, and you're on here with me right now. But I could be watching a game too. But I decided to pour into you. I decided that this is important. I decided that I want to help you change your life. Now watch this now. Pay attention to what's on the other side of the board. I'm going to turn around this, and I'm going to drop something on you. Something that is like, bam. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. I'm going to walk through this very timely. Someone said a jet slot. I'm a giant. I'm from the Bronx. I don't live in the Bronx anymore, but I'm a giant. Watch this. Please pay attention to this. You know, ladies and gentlemen, you know why I teach what I teach and why I give it to you for free? Because I want you to be able to change your life. But more importantly, I want you to create generational wealth where you teach it to your kids. Okay? You teach this kind of stuff to your kids, they're going to be in a better position than you are. Then your grandkids are going to be in a better position than your kids are. So not only are you financially literate, not only are you creating wealth, and you're a wealth builder, but you're actually establishing generational wealth. Now, your grandkids get into the picture, you just build transgenerational wealth. Watch this. Pledge loan. How many people on here have ever heard this term? How many people on here are familiar with a pledge loan? If you've ever heard the term pledge loan, put a 10 in the chat. I'm curious. How many people on here have ever heard about a pledge loan? Put a 10 in the chat if you've heard of a pledge loan. 1, 2, 3. 2 people so far. Pledge loan. Like you pledge. A sorority, a fraternity. You make a pledge. Some vows. All right, so most people have never heard about it. Watch this. Let me show you something. Look at this. See, a pledge loan is 100% backed by collateral. Okay? A pledge loan is 100% backed by collateral. Now watch this. When you get a mortgage, when you get a car note, when you get a student loan, now what is the collateral that is used? Do you know that there's a collateral when you get a loan? There are collaterals that are established in exchange for the loan that you're getting. Now, that's the reason why the collateral is you. The collateral is your social. You give your social, you give your DOB, you give your address, and those things are tied. You give your name, and it's tied to who? It is tied to you. Interestingly, people don't teach you that. So when you get a loan, ladies and gentlemen, the collateral, there must be a collateral. The collateral is you. That's the reason why you give your personal information. And so the trust factor, the level of trust is determined by the credit score that you have, but that collateral is you. Because you give your first name, your last name, your middle initial, you give your social, you give your address, you give your date of birth. The collateral for the loan is you. Every single loan has a collateral. The collateral is you. What are you giving the lender in exchange for what they're trusting you with? You. That's what you give them. I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds funky. I know it sounds weird. You never thought about it. But it is you. The collateral is you. I'll say it again. When you borrow a money, when you get an OPM, the collateral is you. That's the reason why you give them your personal information. And then they're going to measure the trust factor based on your credit score. But the collateral is you. The difference with those loans is that you don't need 100% collateral, because they're going to measure the level of trust based on your credit score. Now watch this now. You see, the pledge loan is a little bit different. The pledge loan is not like traditional secured loan. It's not like traditional unsecured loan. It's not. It's a pledge. So look at this. It is excellent for building business. It is excellent for building both personal and business credit. How many people on here are business owners? How many people on here have been struggling how to build their business credit? They have heard of people buying stuff in the name of their business, doing real estate investing, buying cars and trucks, and they have been perplexed trying to figure this thing out. Like, how do they do it? How can I do it? Do I got to go to some kind of special place, go speak to this special guy or gal that's going to give me the secret code? A lot of us have been in that position, correct? Okay? Watch this now. I'm about to give you something, man, that people don't traditionally give you. Look at this. I'm giving you one strategy that can build both your personal and your business credit. That's crazy. It can build both personal and business. Watch this. How do you do it? Look at this. So it's 100% backed by collateral. Let's say this. Let's say you have an account. Let me turn this around. I want to show you this. I want you to get it. I don't want you to miss it. Remember, we're speaking about the pledge loan. People don't teach you this kind of stuff. So the pledge loan, okay? It's 100% backed by collateral. 100% backed by collateral. Okay? Watch this now. Let's say you have a bank account. Okay? Let's say you have a bank account with ABC Bank. You have a bank account with ABC Bank. And you have some cash flow in your bank account. So let's say you have 20K in your bank account. The 20K that you have in your bank account, you decided that 20K, you want a pledge loan. So you want a pledge loan. The pledge loan that you want is 10K. You're gonna use $10,000 to do the pledge loan. The pledge loan is 10K. So now you're going to establish this. I'm going to say, do this on a terms that work for you. Make sure that the pledge loan that you're taking out, when you break it down in terms of the time that you're going to take to pay it back, you can afford the monthly payments. So let's say you're doing the pledge loan and you're doing it in about 3 years. I think 3 to 5 years is pretty cool. Let's say you're doing the pledge loan in 3 to 5 years term. Okay, so now that's going to be 10K. It's going to be 10K divided by 36, or 10K divided by 48, or 10K divided by 60. It all depends on the terms that you're taking out. What is important is that you make sure that you can pay the monthly payment. All right? So you know what? I actually want to see these numbers. Let me see this. So 10K, you're doing $10,000 divided by 36. Okay? 10K divided by 36. So that's $278 that you're going to pay per month if you do 36 months. If you do 10K over 4 years, let's say 10K divided by 48, $10,000 divided by 48, that's $208. All right? So let's say you look at this and you're saying, you know what? I'm doing 10K, but I can actually do 24 months, or I can do a year. Then that's great, because you know you can actually afford to make the payment. Watch this. I want you to watch this. Please. Watch this keenly, because I'm getting into the magic of it. Watch the magic of this. So let's say, since we're doing 10K, I want to do this. I want you to see this working right in front of you. I want you to see this right in front of you. So let's say you're doing 10K and you're doing it over 12 months. All right, that's good. So you're going to do 10K. And you're doing it over 12 months. Sweet. That's a payment of $834. Let's say that's $834 per month. So that's what you're doing. Watch this. So what's going to end up happening, you're doing the pledge loan for 10K, all right? Over a year's time, that's the term. Or if you want, you can do 20K over 2 years, and it's going to work out to be the same. But let's say you have $20,000. What's going to end up happening, the bank is going to freeze. The bank is going to freeze 10K of that 20K. So 10K is frozen, and you still have access to $10,000. Watch this. 10K is frozen of the 20,000 because you're backing the pledge loan. It's 100% backed by the collateral. So it's 100% backed by $10,000 in your account that you have. But you're taking out the loan. Each time you make a payment into that loan, it frees up that amount from the 10K. So now each time you make a payment, the first payment you make is going to be $834. So now instead of 10K frozen, it's going to be 10K minus the $800 plus dollars that you just made. So every payment you make is lowering the amount that is frozen. Watch this now. I want you to watch this. Watch this now. So when you do that, and you're doing it over 12 months, let's say you decide within 6 months' time that you're going to pay off, you're going to do a payoff. So you do a payoff of a 10K loan in 6 months instead of a whole year. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what's going to happen. It's going to skyrocket your credit score. It's going to skyrocket your credit score because what you just did, you pay off a pledge loan, which was originally for 12 months in 6 months. You paid off soon. Watch this. This is crazy. It's going to increase your personal credit score is going to skyrocket. That's what's going to happen to your score. But watch this. Why are you doing this? Do you know why you're doing this? Here's why you're doing it. Let's say you're in real estate investment. Let's say you're into real estate investing. And you want to get a property, a duplex, a triplex, a quadplex. And you know that now you're going to go out and you need funding. You need business funding, ladies and gentlemen. Let's say you need business funding. And the funding that you need is going to be $250,000. $250,000 worth of funding. Now, let me ask you, what do you think? What do you think a lender is going to say when they look at your history and you had a pledge loan of $10,000 to be paid off in a year's time, and you paid off in 6 months, and they see the activity and the massive increase on your credit score, but not only that, they're looking at your track record. What do you think is going to happen with the funding that you're looking for? No, the bottom line is you can do this on the personal side and you can do it on the business side. Are you following this? You can do this on the personal side and you can do this on the business side. Now, how do you do this? Okay. All right. So number one, let's talk business. Let's talk business. Remember, this is a strategic move, ladies and gentlemen. Someone is saying, when you have a debt and you paid off, you're paid off because your score. Traditionally, yes, that's the case. But with a pledge loan, you're using a pledge loan for a strategic reason. You're making moves. This is for a wealth move. This is a strategic move. So let's say you're on the business side, and you're talking about business credit. Okay? Watch this. What is it that you need? Number one, you need to have an LLC, a business, S Corp, C Corp, whatever. Number two, you need to have your EIN. Number three, you need to have your DUNS number. Okay? So let's say at number four, you have a bank account. All right? That's all. Right now. Let's say for now, that's all you have. So for now, you have your LLC, your EIN, your DUNS number, your bank account. All you gotta do now to beef up your paydex score, because you need a paydex, okay? You're gonna need your paydex score. Your paydex score is your business credit score. It goes from 1 to 100. In order for you to be considered for funding, you need to have a paydex of 80. And now you're building this thing. So you're building this thing, you want to get the paydex, you want to get out there, so you have the bank account. And now, with the business bank account that you have, you're going to take out a pledge loan in the name of your LLC, make sure it's tied to your EIN and your DUNS number. Maybe the money that you have is in your personal account. You take out a pledge loan. Your business, maybe your LLC is real estate investing, and you need cash flow of $250,000. You can't get it because you don't have any history, you don't have any activity. So what you're going to do, you're going to do the pledge loan, that's going to give you the history, it's going to give you the activity, and now it's going to be a record that you paid off a year's loan in 6 months. What do you think that's going to do for the history and the activity of your business credit? Number 6, there are other things that you could have. You have the bank account. Now you're also going to need an address, a physical address for your business. Okay? You need that physical address. Number 7, you're also going to need vendors. Okay? You're going to need vendors. What are those vendors? Those vendors are going to be net 30 accounts. Net 30 accounts, what are those? Those are accounts that extend a line of credit to your business, and you have 30 days to pay back off without accruing any interest, and make sure they report to Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. And you did all that. Now, you know why this is critical? Do you know why all of this is critical? Let me show you why this is critical. So I gave you 7 things. Let me erase this. Let me show you why this is very critical, ladies and gentlemen. Watch this. So you have LLC, EIN, DUNS number, bank account, paydex, 1 to 100, you need an 80. You have your address, you have your vendors, net 30 accounts. What are the other things that you need? Number 8, you need to have a domain. Okay? Number 9, you need to have a website. Number 10, you also need to register with the 411 registry. Okay? This is business grade. Number 11, you need to have an email address that is tied to the name of your business. Okay? You need to have all of these things. Okay? Number 12, watch this. You see, number 12, a lot of people don't have number 12. Okay, someone can't see it. Let me bring this down. There we go. All right, watch this. Email address. What is number 12? Remember what I just spoke to you about with a pledge loan. Watch this. You need to fulfill the 1, 3, 5 strategy. Write that in the chat. Put 1, 3, 5 strategy in the chat. You see, this is the reason why most people do not get funding. This is the reason why people get denied for business funding. Denied. Put 1, 3, 5 strategy in the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, the whole likes in this live should be at 30,000 by now. Because what I'm dropping on you are things that's going to change your life and change the game for you. This is something that is going to really do it for you, ladies and gentlemen, like for real. Now, how many people on here have ever heard the 1, 3, 5 strategy? How many people? How many people on here have ever heard the 1, 3, 5 strategy? If you've heard the 1, 3, 5 strategy, put a 2 in the chat. How many people? Have you ever heard of the 1, 3, 5 strategy? I don't think I see any of my students on here, but if they're not, most people have never heard of it. Have you ever heard of a 1, 3, 5 strategy? Do you have any idea what it is? So I see a couple of people. Let me see. 2. So one person, 2, 3 people said they have heard of the 1, 3, 5 strategy. 3 people. Of the hundreds of people that's on this live. I mean, bring up the likes to 30,000. Bring up the likes to 30,000. Let me drop the 1, 3, 5 strategy on you right now. I'm going to drop that and we're going to call it a day. Bring the likes to 30K because I'm going to give you the 1, 3, 5. Watch this. Look at how game-changing this is. This is the reason why. This is the reason why most people don't get business funding. Because they have the EIN, they have the DUNS, they have the 80 paydex, they have the net 30 accounts, maybe they have some tier 1, some tier 2, some tier 3, some tier 4s, maybe they have those. But they still can't get funding. Once you get those likes up to 30, I'm going to drop it on you. I see a brother on here that dropped it, what it meant. I'm not sure if he's one of my students, but obviously he knows what it is, which is great, which is fantastic. Once you get to 30 grand, I'm going to drop this on you. Now you're going to see the power of the pledge loan. Watch this now. Okay, let me show you what this is. So here's the pledge loan. Here's the 1, 3, 5 strategy. You need to have 5 vendors account. 5 vendors account. Remember, the vendors accounts are net 30 accounts. Those net 30 accounts are like Quill, Amazon, all of those. You name them. Fuelman, you name them. You need to have 3 business credit cards. 3 business credit cards. I'm not talking about credit cards in your name, business credit cards. And number 1, you need to have 1 bank loan. 1 bank loan. A lot of people can't get the bank loan. Most people can't get the bank loan. I just gave it to you. I just gave it to you. Most people can't get the bank loan. I just gave it to you, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I gave you earlier. This is it. I just gave it to you. See, you gotta fulfill the 135 strategy. People have the business account. People have the business credit cards, but they can't get this, and they can't figure out how to get it. It doesn't make any sense. It's like a mystery to them. They're like, how do I get it? I can't. I don't have the paydex, but how do I get it? I just gave it to you. I just gave it to you. This is it. This is it. So now you're in a real estate investment. And you just tapped into a 20K pledge loan because you have the capital to play with. Watch this. Let's say you have $20,000, but you need $250. The 20K is not going to do it. You have 20K, but the 20K is not going to do it because you need $250. But how do you get the $230? I just gave it to you. This is how you get the $230. This is it. This is it. This is the solution. I just broke down a whole mystery. I broke down a whole mystery. People are trying to figure it out. I have no idea how to do it. They're confused. They think they got to pay $1 million in order for someone to teach them the strategy. And I came on here on a Sunday afternoon in football season, and I just dropped it on you for free. Now you tell me. Now seriously, you tell me. Do you find value? Did you get value? Like, no, for real. I mean, seriously. Was that value or what? I'm saying people are trying to break this thing down, trying to crack the code, trying to figure it out. I gave it to you for free. This is it. This is it. Because no one break it down to you like this. No one told you need to fulfill the 135 strategy. They say you need a payday score indeed, you got it. You need some net 30 accounts, you got it. You need some credit cards, you got it. You did all of that. And then you went and applied and you use your personal credit as a PG, a personal guarantee.
Non, mettre qui dévissé, moi je fatigue au bout, pas prier de
this doesn't work. No, it doesn't work. You just don't have the financial literacy. But I just broke it down to you.
Ah, va pour aller se faire sauver son misère, non? L'autre sorti, n'a sorti ensemble avec
in capital. Lock it up in a pledge loan. Get a pledge loan from your bank because they're going to freeze it. Just make sure that the amount that you're doing in the pledge, you're cool. You can play with it. Make sure that you can afford to pay the monthly amount that you're taking as well. You do that. Game over. I just dropped a touchdown. I just gave you like 7 touchdowns. I may have done the most touchdowns today in any game. I may have given you the most touchdowns today of any games played. Like for real. All right, ladies and gentlemen, do me a favor. Let's run up the likes to 35,000 and we're going to call it a day. Let's bring the likes to 35,000. Can you do that? I'm going to call it a day. That's going to be it. Let's bring the likes up to 35K. Can we do that? Can we get it to 35? We have hundreds of people on here. I think we got, what, like 12,000 people that came through here today. Let's bring it up. Let's run up the likes to 35K and we're going to call it a day. I know people were asking questions. And based on just the live, I wasn't able to address those questions. But I promise you, I do address questions. It's just I wanted to give you some real touchdowns today. So you take my $20,000 to business side and do the pledge loan. Yeah, and you don't have to do the full 20. You can do 10. Because one of the things that you want to do, you want to be in a position where you may take out the pledge for 2 years or 3 years, but because you know you have enough additional funds that is not frozen, you can pay off the pledge sooner. Now, when you go to a lender and an investor and they look at that, they look at you doing that, paying off that loan that is for 2-3 years in a matter of months, game over. You don't want to pay it off like immediately. You want to get the activities going. You want to get the activities going for at least 6 months. And then you're like, let me pay off that thing. It's going to change the game for you. All right? So again, I hope you understood what I just said. always run with simplicity, okay? Run with things that are simple. If it seems too complicated, then forget it. Most of the time, you gotta be simple. This is simple. A pledge loan, it's 100% backed by collateral. Do you have the cash flow to back it up? Sweet. You have 20K, you're a real estate investor. You need $250,000. The 20K is not gonna do it for you. So maybe you'll lock up 10K into a pledge loan, where with now, you're gonna have another 10K, where after 6 months, you can pay off that pledge with the additional funds that you have. And now we talking. All right? But at the same time, I really want to encourage you guys. I mean, we got to 37,000. We can get it to 40K. Let's get the likes up to 40,000. We can get it to 40K. We can get the likes to 40K. That's crazy. We have 37,000. Let's get it to 40,000. We have enough people on here. But here's one of the things I want to advise you.
Amazon. Who can we take for Nola?
And I'm quite sure by now you realize that I'm not just teaching you credit, I'm particularly teaching you wealth building strategies and financial literacy, because those things are important. You gotta get your personal credit right. Like, seriously. Anybody that tells you that credit is not important, don't listen to them. I'm going to make it very simple for you. I'm going to make it very simple for you. Watch this. Let's say you work your job and you have been able to save $50,000. Let's say that. You've been able to save $50,000. Credit is not important, okay? Let's say you are of the mindset that credit is not important. But you have been able to save $50,000 over the last 10, 15, 20 years.
Now, unless you're going to buy one of the tiny houses at Home Depot or Lowe's, you're not going to get the house for 50 grand. Unless you're going to buy something that you're going to flip. And even if you're going to flip it, you're going to need money to flip it. Okay? So hold on now. Let's say you have the 50 grand. All right? But the house that you're looking at is $250,000. So you're still short $200,000. You're still short $200,000. Now, where are you going to get the $200,000 from? Your mom doesn't have it. Your pop doesn't have it. Your BFF doesn't have it. It's not in any hole on your street that you're going to dig up to get it. Now, like, this is a serious question. Where are you going to get the $200,000? Credit. So credit is not important. Okay, but all right, I saved 50 grand, but I'm still short 200. The only reason credit was created and established is OPM, other people's money. How do you access other people's money? Can you be trusted? What kind of trust factor do you have? Okay, we understand that the credit system in the United States is racially influenced. Yeah, we understand that. But beyond that, you just gotta understand it and work around it, because you can. I wish I could find a house. But I'm just using that as an example because a lot of people are in some environments and some systems where people are teaching them that credit is not important and they don't need credit. And the same people teaching them that credit is not important is actually using credit. And they ain't even smart enough to realize. They're buying the programs of people that says, hey, credit is not important, this is what you need to do. Do you understand that 1% of the population controls 95% of the wealth? What does that mean? It means that most people will never be able to work in their lifetime to afford the life that they want. They can't. So if you can't work to afford it, then you got to leverage something so you can get it. How do you leverage it? Credit does it. You got to be so careful, man, of what you're taking in and what you're believing, what people are saying. Oh, no, don't get credit. But they have 5 houses. Oh, so that's not credit? No. Credit is not a number, ladies and gentlemen. Credit is your ability to leverage. It is your ability to access. Credit is power. Now, do you believe... Hold on. Let me answer this.
Oui.